Hello, wonderful people of the internet. My name is Matthew. Welcome back to Matthew Talks About American Literature and More. Today, I'm going to be doing a response video, the Where You're From tag, in response to videos made by a couple channels, Bibliophile Reads, Patrick Book Reviews, and Eternal Reading. Great channels. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They are big viewers, and I really enjoyed all their videos and thought I'd make one of my own. There are basically 5 questions, and I thought it would give a little background on me and, understand that there's a person behind this image, Question 1. Where were you born, and what was your town like? Well, as you probably guess, I was born in the United States, in Florida. I've lived in Florida my entire life. I think I've spent less than 1 month of my life outside of the state. I've lived in this house for about 10 years. I live with my family. It's basically your standard working class suburbia house in America. I live with my nuclear family, my father, mother, my sister, in a typical place where, the local Disneyland is the nearest Costco, which is not a bad thing. Where do you live now, and what is it like? I lived in, this same house for about 10 years. We made it. It's a very nice place. It's also convenient because my grandparents live 300 yards away in a local, elderly community. And all in all, it's a pretty standard life. Have you lived anywhere else? During my 2 years of university, I did live in an off-campus gated community that was mainly for students. Lived there for about 2 years while I was doing my engineering degree at University of Central Florida. Who are some famous authors or works of literature from your home? Well, given that my channel is mainly focused on American literature, I'll focus, narrower on Floridian literature. I don't think there's any major authors that have been born in Florida. I mean, there are some books that have been set in Florida, but this actually got me thinking. I compiled a little list. I think that the 3 most major authors, none of them were born in Florida, but they spent a good amount of their life in Florida, written a lot of their major works in Florida, and their works detail life in Florida or are tangential to that. The 3 that I found were Zora Neale Hurston, who wrote Their Eyes Are Watching God. The other one was Harry Crews, who worked a long time in a university here. He's a big figure in Grit Lit and Southern Gothic. And Marjorie Keenan Rollins. She was a winner of the Pulitzer Prize and wrote the book The Yearling, which details life in rural Florida. I think I'll check all 3 of these authors out eventually. They seem like they have written interesting books. Zora Neale Hurston is probably the most famous. And I have her book on my shelf. I'm not sure if you can see it right there. Question 5. What is the book culture like where you live? Libraries, bookstores, etc. Well, I lived close to my city and town library, and their collections are decent. Not a ton of classics, but they've got the big names. And they're always, good, quiet places for reading. As far as bookstores go, it's head and shoulders. Barnes & Noble is king. There are some more higher-end bookstores, like at Palm Beach Island, but they're mainly for expensive collectible-type books, and I can't justify spending the money to even pay for the parking to get in there, let alone buying any books there. But yeah, for me, it's Barnes & Noble's. There's 3 that I go to pretty regularly. Apart from that, if Barnes & Noble doesn't have it, Amazon. I know they've gutted Barnes & Noble's, which is really sad. But when Barnes & Noble's can't help, Amazon usually can. So that's the big rundown. Hope all of you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're reading good stuff. Happy reading.